Hello, my name is Marshall D'Souza. I'm the chairman of Wait UK, a youth charity that works with young people to stop the spread of HIV/AIDS, and we use the performing arts as a means to get the message across. Today I'm very happy to have a young man by the name of David Fortune, who's just come back from a 5-week trip to Uganda and Kenya, where he's been working with Wait and other projects. So I'd like to ask him a few questions. Hello, David.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I just want to ask you a few questions about your trip, if you don't mind. First of all, what was the purpose of your trip?
So the purpose of my trip to go to Uganda was to understand personally about the economic development of a third world country and understand the issues and problems it faces. The purpose of WAIT is to empower teenagers in developing healthy relationships and also trying to encourage them to not catch HIV/AIDS and live a healthy lifestyle.
And how did you see the goal of WAIT in Africa?
So actually in Africa, there are around, sub-Saharan Africa that is, there are 23 million people suffering from HIV/AIDS. More specifically, going to Uganda, the HIV/AIDS rate is around 7%. So there is actually a huge need for WAIT, organisations such as ours, to empower young people to stop catching HIV/AIDS, and we want to eradicate it completely from Africa. And my own personal experience, you can see that people with HIV/AIDS, from as young as 5 to as old as 80, 90, they all struggle severely, and it's really a very poor situation indeed.
And what's the history of WAIT in Africa?
So in 2007, a WAIT team from the UK came to Uganda and started a WAIT club there. Ever since that point, we've been established in 3 different districts around Uganda. We have established over 40 WAIT clubs in schools around the respective districts. And we've also spread around to 5 other African countries. So actually, yeah, it's really exponentially grown since 2007, and that first WAIT club that we visited.
And what impact has WAIT had on the lives of people?
Okay, so with the WAIT clubs, it's basically a performance art group. So through music, dance, singing, theatre, and also education and seminars, we really bring a lot of young people together to learn about the dangers of HIV/AIDS, to live a healthy lifestyle, and to develop a character of integrity and responsibility. So actually we've had a huge impact so far in all the different clubs around in Uganda and the rest of the African countries that we're based. The reason why young people come to our clubs and feel connected to our goals and our projects is because we try to be interactive. We try to really connect with the young people, and it's a place that they can go to after school or after work, and they can really feel actually this is something that I can connect to.
David, could you share 1 or 2 of your experiences while out there in Uganda?
Yeah, so for one of my experience, we visited a school which has a WAIT club running for quite a long time now. And first of all, we did like a seminar, so we did some character education to teach the teenagers in studying hard, developing healthy relationships, and developing themselves into a person of integrity and responsibility too. So it's not just a boring seminar. We do performing arts too. So through singing and dancing, with the African drums, African dance, really exciting stuff. So all the school children, the teenagers, they could feel very connected to our message, and they could feel they really enjoyed. They really enjoy when we do these seminars, and things too. So, you know, through these performing arts, they can grow confidence in themselves. They can, become people who can really enjoy life and not just struggle on continuously. It's very easy to just struggle, but they can actually enjoy themselves too. On top of that, we want to empower young people to volunteer their time and give something back to the community as well. So we visited an old man. We built a shower for him using banana leaves and sticks, and he was really happy with that. We also fixed his roof of his outdoor kitchen, something that he can't do by himself. And we visited this also old lady, and we fixed her dish rack too. So through volunteering our time, these young people can grow their character and their hearts, and I think that was a very meaningful experience for me to see, it was very moving.
Thank you very much. That's really wonderful.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about the Girl Child Project, which is a relatively new project that we have started in Uganda. So I'm going to ask David a few questions about it. David, could you tell us what the Girl Child Project is about and what need is being fulfilled?
Okay, so the Girl Child Project is a response to the poor social situation of women in Uganda. It was started by a woman called Florence, who is a mother of two, and she gathered some of her friends together, also mothers, to address the social situation of girls and the issues and the problems that they face in the country. So whilst I was there, we visited one village actually, and in this village we tried to educate the women and the girls there on hygiene and sanitation. And one thing that really shocked me is 80% of the women in this village did not know how to use or have ever seen a sanitary pad in their lives. A lot of the time they use banana leaves or waste paper and rags, and they can get really serious infections from using those poor materials. And actually this is not just in one village, this is everywhere in Uganda. So actually there's a huge need to address the issue of education for women and girls, and then empowering them to give them confidence in themselves as well. Also, I visited one school in Masaka region, west of Kampala, and in that school they reported that two girls got raped whilst fetching some water, and there's a huge issue with sugar daddies or girls being completely taken advantage of because they're hungry or they just need some money. So actually the education is a very big part of the Girl Child Project.
So what would you say are the activities that the project carries out?
Okay, so we visit villages and local communities, and during our visit we give a short seminar to boys and girls on healthy relationships, building healthy relationships, especially to teenagers, and then after a short general seminar on building healthy relationships and hygiene, we split the boys and girls up into their respective groups. To the boys we speak about just hygiene and also respecting women, respecting girls, and not taking advantage of them. And if we teach them when they're young, then when they're older they can become responsible fathers and responsible men in the future. With the girls, Florence and some other mothers, they teach them how to just use some sanitary pads. We give out sanitary pads to them as well, and also just teach them how to look after themselves, and especially during the time of the ages of 12 to 18.
How effective has the project been, David?
The project's been very effective, and there's a huge need for us to go out to the villages and to educate girls and women. In one such case, after the seminar, one woman came up to me and really thanked me from the bottom of her heart for educating them in just taking care of themselves and also just looking after them, giving out giving sanitary pads out, and just teaching them how to use a sanitary pad. And she mentioned how this is really life-changing and really helps with her situation at home and her children. So that was a very moving and touching experience, and that's why there's such a huge need for us to go out to more villages and to do more for the population.
So that's very good feedback. So if you receive more funding, if the project received more funding, what would it do?
So if we received more funding, we'll go out to the villages and local communities on a much more regular basis. Also, we would like to follow up on those villages that we've visited already. So, for example, if we gave 6 months worth of sanitary pads to a group of women in one village, we could revisit that village 6 months later and see how their situation has changed, see how we can improve the situation even further, and we can slowly see the results of our work. Also, we would like to essentially, make our own reusable sanitary pads. So, through making our own sanitary pads, we can give them out on a more regular basis through our visits. And in the long run, through our education, there'll be a lot more women who can look after themselves, who can, feel more empowered, and because of that they can, maybe work longer hours, they can actually have a job, and, especially for teenage girls, they can look after themselves and continue education in school rather than dropping out. So that's what the results would be if we get more funding.
Well, let's hope we can get more funding to fulfill those goals.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.